Hey guys, how are you? So, do you remember last time I made an installation tutorial on Koha, and at that time I promised I'll be coming up with another video on import export procedures? Well, brace yourselves because this is it. So there are multiple methods of extracting data from a program and in multiple formats too. And there are same number of methods of uploading or ingesting data back into the system. No matter which method you choose, but it has to be identical at both source and the destination. Yes, there are some interoperability standards and techniques to convert one data type into another completely, but it is recommended to follow one approach just to keep things simple, So in this first part of the video, I'm going to explain exporting the bibliographic data from Koha and then tagging and uploading it to another server. And in the next part, I will demonstrate SQL backups and restoration procedures with both command line and graphical user interface. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, here's my old Koha server. I'm running Ubuntu 16.04 on this. And you can see it's literally named Old Koha Server. To begin with our export procedure, I first need to fire up my browser and then I will open localhost or 127.0.0.1:8080, which will bring my Koha administration login screen. I have to log in with my administrative credentials here, which is my username Jesse and my password, whichever I have. And once I'm logged in, I will be presented with Koha administration screen where I have all the privileges to perform all the administrative tasks. And if I go to more options, I can show you in about window that I'm running Koha 19.11 and all its dependencies and components. Now let's just go to reports to see how much data we have in here. So I'll go to saved report where I have created this sample, and it'll just print basic details like accession number, call number, ISBN, title, author, etc. And okay, so this report has run, and I can see I have exactly 11,406 records in this system. These are the details, and we will now begin the export. We'll go to tools, and now this tools section has many other useful utilities, but for now we'll focus on this export data option. And if we click on it, it will bring us to another screen where we have option to export authority records and bibliographic records. For now, let's give a range of 1 to the biggest number possible, and we can choose to export some specific data types from a specific library. We can also provide the range of call numbers or the range of dates on which the books was accessioned. If your data is not in a particular range, you can also provide a comma separated list of bibliographic numbers which you want to export. And here I'll choose option as MARC file format. For simple naming scheme, let's just name it JBMRC Koha records.mrc. Okay, so this will be the name of file it will export. I'll click on export bibliographic records. It will start the export and save it into the downloads folder like it does with any other file which you download from the internet. So our MARC file is exported and it is being saved in the downloads folder. We can check it here, and if you go to its properties, you'll see it is of 10 MB of size. The file extension is .mrc, and we can try to open it here. We'll choose this gedit. Although it is not the appropriate software to open these kind of files, you'll see all these missing tags and weird kind of characters, but at least I can give you an overview how a MARC file would look like. Although this is a topic which deserves its own dedicated and separate video on how a MARC file is structured, but for the general introduction, let me brief you this way. So in a MARC file, multiple records are separated by record separators, and these records are divided logically into fields which are also called content designators. Now these fields are marked by designated tags like 245, which is for title information, and these fields are further divided into subfields like subfield A, B, C. And similarly, there are different type of fields which hold different type of information about a book. Like I said, it's a lengthy topic and it deserves its own dedicated video. So this is just a brief introduction. Like in this record, we have here the call number, which must be in tag 082A, which is for DDC, and this is the title statement, and this is the publisher, this is the place where it was published, the year it was published in. Here we have the physical description like the pagination, size of the book, and here we have the notes field. I have given in which collection it belongs to, and further we have the subject edit entry fields. So these are the subjects I have mentioned in this record, and now if we go further, this must be the 900 field, which is local field for each system, and here we have recorded what kind of classification scheme we are using, what is the holding library, what is the branch library, and what was the date on which this book was accessioned. This must be 9520, which is for call number, and 952P is for the accession number. So these are basically the local fields, or as we call it, holding or item information data. So this is it, and let's just close this file for now. Enough of this description, and we'll copy and move this file to the new server where we want to import this MARC file. Okay, so here we are on the new server, and from the properties and about page I can show you that I'm running Ubuntu 20.04 LTS edition. Okay, so now let's fire up our Mozilla Firefox web browser and open localhost :8080, which will bring up the Koha credentials login screen. And here just provide your username and password, like I have Jesse and then my password. Okay, now that we have logged in, let me show you in about page that we have now installed Koha 20.05 and its other related modules and dependencies are listed here. Okay, so keep in mind that this is a fresh installation of Koha. We don't have any data on this server right now. We'll be importing our MARC file into this server. So I had copied that exported MARC data from the old server onto my pen drive. Let me just plug in my pen drive here on this PC. Okay, so jbmrc koha records.mrc. This is the file which we had exported from our last old server. I'll just copy it and paste it on the local drive of this computer. Okay, now after doing this, let's go back to Koha administration screen and click on this tools option, and this will bring us to the same screen from where we exported the MARC data, and you'll find options to import data on this screen as well. So this is a two-step process. First is to stage the MARC records for import, which will check the data integrity and check for if there's any duplicacy in the record. And second process is to actually import the staged record into the database. I'll go with this first option and choose the MARC file which I want to import. Okay, so it's in the documents folder. Okay, this is the file. And then I'll click on upload file. It will take only a few seconds to upload the file, but the actual process happens next. Now, so just to keep the notes, you can type in some comments here about this batch. Further, you can select what is the type of record you are importing, whether it is bibliographic record or authority. You can choose the encoding type and the format which you are importing, like MARC or XML. Here you need to specify the system how it should check for the duplicates, like it should match ISBN number, ISSN number or Koha Biblo number for the incoming record, and if there is any existing record. And if it finds any duplicate value, so how should the system treat it? Should it include the incoming record or should it ignore the incoming record while retaining the old and existing data as it is? Then if it doesn't find any duplicate value, how it should proceed further? Should it include the incoming record or do you have any other plans for it? Now, because this is a fresh installation and we don't have any existing record in the database, we can leave it to default options and stage these records for import. Now this job may take a little while, and when it finishes it will present us with the overview of what just happened. Now this brief report shows us that bibliographic records have been processed and it has found 10,571 records in this file. There were no MARC errors, no coding errors, and exactly the same number of records have been staged. And these records have 11,406 items in them. So The first step is complete. It has created a batch of the records which are to be imported or ingested into the database. Now let's just go to the second step of the process, which will actually ingest these MARC values into the appropriate data field. Here we have a brief information about this batch, like the name of the file which was staged, any comments about this batch, the time of staging. Here also we can alter record matching rules and actions if needed, but like I said, we are working on a fresh installation, so there is no existing data, and we'll keep all these settings on default now. Then there is this drop down to specify a bibliographic record format like CD, DVDs, periodicals, etc. And if you scroll further down, here is a list of each and individual record which has been staged for import. If you click on any of it, it will pop up with the MARC structure layout, and it will show individual fields and subfields and their corresponding data values. Like here we have 082 for DDC call number, 245A which is for the title, 245B for the subtitle, and 245C for the statement of responsibility. Here's the place, publisher and year, and then the physical extents like pagination and the size of the book, and these are notes, subject heading, and then there is local fields in tag 952 which are holding information. Like here we have the classification scheme which we are using for this, and the holding library, branch library, and the collection information in which this book is listed. Then here we have the full call number, and here's our accession number, and the type of document which is BK for book. And similarly, if we click on any other record, it will pop up its corresponding values. Okay, for now let's just apply these matching rules which are on default of course, and click on import this batch into the catalog. This is going to be really time consuming because the system will take each and every record from the MARC file and will ingest them into catalog fields one by one. This obviously depends on your server processing power and memory. For my i3 machine it took more than 2 hours. I'm running this on 8x speed, but if you keep an eye on the clock in the top bar, you will get the idea. So for now you can just sit back and relax for a while. Alright guys, so this batch of MARC records have been successfully imported into Koha catalog, and here in this result section it shows that 10,571 records have been newly added. There was no record updation, so it's 0, and total number of 11,406 items have been added. So basically nothing has been left out and complete data has been imported into the Koha database without any errors. And here's a complete list of individual bibliographic records if you wish to see any of it. We will surely do that in a short while, and we also have this option to undo this import if you want to do it for any reason. But for now let's just try to open a book record and see how it appears in the catalog. So here's the MARC record. Let's copy the accession number or the barcode number as we call it in Koha terminology. I'll copy this. The title of this book is Bibliography of British History. Let's try to search it by the title first. I'll type its name in the search bar here. Bibliography of British period, and press enter to commence the search. Okay, so it's showing results matching our keyword, and the first result is what we were looking for. Let's click on it to have a detailed view. Alright, so in this detailed view we can see all the bibliographic data is appearing in appropriate fields in the catalog, And we can also choose to see MARC view from this tab on the left sidebar. And here we see the same record being displayed in MARC structure with all its content designators. And in this tab we can see the same record with the ISBD layout. Here we have the item level or information about the holding. We can also set different flags here, like if the book is lost or it is damaged. Then here in the last tab we can check the modification log for this record, such as who made the catalog entry, who modified it later, and what changes were made by whom. So that was the record and item description view. Let me now show you the advanced search interface, and this time we will search the same book but by providing the barcode. So in this keyword drop down, I'll choose barcode as the search criteria and type the barcode here. We can also narrow down our search range by choosing these filters here. For now, let's go with this barcode only and click the search button. Obviously this will land on the same record detail page, but the idea was to show you how you can perform search with the different approaches. Cool thing is this search bar always stays there, so you can perform search from any window. Let's try another search with the name of our beloved motherland. Now it lists all the books which has India appearing in any of the field, let it be title, author name, publisher, or even place. We can try and open any of this. Let's click on this one. Okay, so this is a good example of record with multiple items. Here these 4 different copies with different accession numbers are placed under single bibliographic record. So this is how Koha handles multi-copy and multi-volume records. Let's explore some more. I'll take you to the patrons, which is Koha terminology for users. As of now, I am the only user in this server. I can create some more students, staff and faculty users from this very interface if I want. Let's have a look on reports. Let me show you how you can create different type of reports in Koha. Let's click on this create new report option, and we'll choose the report type as catalog. We want to print the catalog. Basically, we want this report to be public so anyone can access it, and it will be a tabular kind of list. Here it gives us the database tables and the columns with their exact names. This is another strong and professional feature of Koha, that it gives you flexibility to generate any kind of reports in any way directly from database fields, and you can have them in any format like CSV, Excel, etc. For our sample report, let's choose few fields. I want barcode in the first column, so I'll click and add this one. Then in next column, I want the full call number to appear. So where is the call number? Not this one. Okay, so call number, click on add. Then I want the title, click on add, then the author name. And let's just also include publisher year, which is mentioned as the copyright date. Then click on next. Here it gives us the option to set any criteria to limit the results, like you can generate the report for specific item type, books, journals, CD, DVD, and you can also limit them by range. Let's keep everything on blank for now because we want the full data report. And here it asks to perform any mathematical calculation on any of this field if we want, but you can leave it on blank for now. Confirm this report by clicking next, and here it will ask for the name. Let's name it simple accession register. This report will appear by this name in the list, and because this is a catalog report, so we'll choose catalog as the group. We don't want to put it in any subgroup, so let's leave it on default and click next. So this is the actual SQL query which it will execute on your database when you run the report, and will generate results based on this. And those results can be downloaded in any format of your choice. Let me run this and I'll show you how it's done. So here you can see it has generated this data based on the query or the criteria we defined. It has barcode, call number, title, author in the same sequence we defined. And the total number of items included in this report are 11,406, exactly the same as they were in the MARC file. So this is the web view of the report. From this download button, you can have it downloaded in comma separated values, tab separated values, or directly into a spreadsheet so that they can be easily analyzed and you can manipulate the data into Microsoft Excel. For a quick test, let's download this report into spreadsheet format, and we'll save this file into the default download location, and we can access it from here once it is downloaded. Let's just open it with the default program, which is the LibreOffice spreadsheet. Okay, so this is how it will look in our spreadsheet or Excel file format. We'll close it for now. So guys, this is the MARC data export import procedure. Keep in mind that this only exports bibliographic records, so all the other things like your users, item circulation records, circulation rules, and other things will not be included in the MARC file. And it is simple though, but it is really time consuming as well. We have another way to perform complete migration to export and import full data from the SQL database, which is very much reliable, and that will be covered in the second part of this video. A link to which is given in the description and also appearing on the top right corner. Please like and share this video if it has been helpful for you, and subscribe the channel for more open source stuff. That's it guys, goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.